and we are at the Xerox Rochester International Jazz Festival, concluding the festivities for this year. Tower Power, which would mean Mr. Emilio Castillo, congratulations on 50 years of taking music further with the Power.
Thank you very much.
So, all the shows, thousands of shows. How do you guys keep inspired and keep this thing going?
You know, we've sort of kept a creed of always, upgrading our music, tweaking it, learning new material, working on it all the time. We never settled into, this is what we were, so we'll stay that way, We're just not one of those kind of bands. So we don't chase trends. We make the music exactly the way we want, and that makes it really easy to go to work every day.
That being said, congratulations on your first Billboard #1 album.
Yeah, I tell people, 50 years, we're an overnight success.
Name of the new album?
Soul Side of Town on Mack Avenue Records.
Yeah. That being said, I was watching the videos over the years, you guys in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. One thing always seemed to be the one theme, just how much joy you guys have playing together. I mean, to be honest, we feel it, but for you guys to be able to produce that joy, talk about that, because that's so cool to watch it happen.
Well, it's always been a fun kind of music, It's never meant to be like, up there really deadly serious. And, it's a high energy, fun kind of music, a lot of rhythm, a lot of excitement, work the crowd, enjoy the gig, and got great people that I do it with, and I have had for many, many years, wonderful, wonderful personnel, just, great members. Excellent.
Give us a sense of what it was like coming up back in the late 60s with Bill Graham and that whole company of musicians like yourselves, Santana, Sly and the Family Stone, Quicksilver Messenger Service, bands like that. What was that like to be part of that world?
Well, the Bay Area was a music mecca back then. I mean, it was the place to be, and we were just lucky enough to be living there at the time, and, it's what we came up with. I miss those times, now it's all corporate rock, and young kids today, they think if you get in the music business, you got 18 semis and, you fly around the arena and burst out of the stage and smoke. And, back then it was a little more down to earth and more soulful. And Bill Graham, he was a unique cat. He had that psychedelic music scene happening for about 3 or 4 years. But during that time, because everybody's mind was expanding back then, he would bring in like Otis Redding and Miles Davis and Rawson Roland Kirk and, blues greats like B.B. King and Albert King and salsa people like Eddie Palmieri and Willie Colon. And he put them on stage with Quicksilver Messenger Service, Lothar and the Hand people, and these people be out there, tripping and saying, well, this is cool, and so he sort of collectively tweaked the Bay Area's ear musically, and after about 3 or 4 years of that, boy, they were ready for something like Tower of Power. We came around right at the right time.
Speaking to Emilio Castillo on member-supported Jazz 90.1, I was thinking of all the amazing lead singers you've had over the years: Lenny Williams, Rick Stevens. Who's the gentleman? Who's the current person on vocals tonight?
Marcus Scott, phenomenal. We had a really great singer right before him, Ray Green, and we did half the album with him, and we loved him, and turned out Carlos Santana loved him too, and offered him half the work and twice the money, and we found ourselves in the position of having to re-record a bunch of stuff and find a new guy within 2 months. And God was faithful and sent us a wonderful, wonderful singer. I think he's even better, really soulful from Memphis, Tennessee. Got that Syl Johnson kind of vibe. Just really phenomenal. And a great person, too. 33 years old, brings it on stage.
Mr. Castillo, thank you so much for taking music further with the Tower Power family.
My pleasure.